Hey, it's Father Taylor, and it's Friday, September 17th, and here's your weekly eBlast. Well, we had a great time last week. If you were not with us, it is the single largest in-person gathering we've had since March of 2020. Just shy of 100 people came out for outdoor service in beautiful weather on the parking lot. And we had like a regular Sunday school group with Sunday school teachers. And it just felt like church, but outdoors. It was really great service. So um, we have decided that and while it's, while the weather still cooperates, we're going to try to do that once a month. It's harder to record and to do things on Zoom. And it certainly changes some of the options. And it's always like weather unpredictable, New England weekends. So anyway, but we're going to make a shot to have that like once a month. And I'll tell you, people are just so encouraged. I feel like I've been saying this for a year and a half. People are so encouraged when they see people they haven't seen for a long time, and we come together as a worshiping community. We saw a bunch of people we had not seen for a long time, and some new folks. It was really great to have everybody there. So I just want to encourage you, as you feel comfortable with your vaccines and as the numbers, trend, to consider if you haven't come to one of our big outdoor services, which will be coming up. Next one will be in October, and to consider coming to our 8:30 morning event. They're actually really, really nice worship services, and if you have kids, especially. So anyway, so that was great. That was last week, and this week we are back on for an 8:30 outdoors and our 9:45 indoors. You guys know that Connecticut's numbers got fairly bad as things go, and we are still in a small decline, a little encouraging, and we're waiting to see what happens after Labor Day. So anyway, so you guys are cautious. We're being cautious. Indoors, you have to wear a mask, and please keep your mask on. We're just doing this to particularly for protecting one another. My granddaughter's in town, and it suddenly changed the way I looked at a lot of things because I felt comfortable having been vaccinated, going to some things, but suddenly I have to be aware that I got like a 3-year-old girl that she's just building general immunities, and plus the COVID out there, and can't be vaccinated. So anyway, so it just makes me like, okay, so how do I adjust my lifestyle in order to make it safe for her? She wore a mask from California to Connecticut. Not a problem. So anyway, all good. So this Sunday, 8:30 and 9:45. Now, coming up, October 9th was a Saturday. Oh, sorry, let me go back. This weekend, I feel like the guy that used to advertise for drag car races on Saturday and Sunday. On Saturday and Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday is Fill the Truck. And if you've seen this eBlast in the past, you know that the Fill the Truck is we try to incorporate as much and invite people from the community. And the way you can do that is to invite your friends and family to participate. It's not a church thing, it's a community thing. And so Saturday we're starting off at, what do we got? I'm looking up my numbers here. Saturday is 10 to 2. And you can we also need some volunteers to come for periods of time simply to help move cans and things around. It's a really simple job. Bring kids. The kids are the best helpers we've had so far. So bring kids 10 to 2 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, shortly after church at 1, from 1 to 3, we'll do it again. And Monday, we're going to need some help because we store all this stuff at the church temporarily. And then we have all these giant trucks that a big truck we got to pull in. So we're going to need some help Monday. And so if you're interested, just like you've done before, send me an email or a text. Hey, I'm in. I'll give you all the details you need. Just a couple of people. And it only takes, I don't know, it takes like a half an hour. I mean, it's really brief. So you can be helping out, just like helping to load up the truck. That'd be a great help. So Saturday and Sunday, fill the truck, help your neighbors. Invite your neighbors to help your neighbors. Okay, so that's this Saturday. October 9th. October 9th is a Saturday, and it's sort of close. It's about a week after the actual day for St. Francis Day. And we will have a blessing of the animals at 4 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, right at the church. We're going to have like a little service, and I think we're going to have some refreshments. Now, you say, my friends aren't interested in going to church. You'd be surprised at how many people are a little iffy about church, but they wouldn't mind coming to a service and have their pets prayed for. So we ask a blessing on the animals. That's October 9th, 4 o'clock. You're going to see some more details about that, but you can start inviting people. Hey, bring your cats, bring your dogs. I think a couple of years we've had a horse, so whatever. And then we'll have some. That'll be a day we probably have vegetarian refreshments. Why? Because we were talking about it, like you just kind of feel awkward saying, "Hey, bring your dog," and then we're eating hot dogs. It sends the dogs a rough message. So we're just trying to be careful of dogs. So that's on the 9th. We have our Diocesan Convention is on the 23rd. So we have some people doing that. Just to let you know that the diocese is doing that totally remote. We were totally set up to have that at the cathedral. If you haven't been downtown, or if you've never been to our cathedral, the cathedral has had a $2 million makeover. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm a part of the cathedral, basically their board, the Deanery Chapel, as it's called, Cathedral Chapter. And they've done just really impressive work. What I wish you could see is what they did with the classic cathedral. And one of the biggest changes was the lights. They changed the lights and the place looks like a different building. If you remember our church, I remember the first Sunday I was at an 8 o'clock service, my very first Sunday, I believe it was in April of 2017. Ed Gatus was there. We were about to walk in, and before we walked in, I said, "Ed, let's go ahead and turn the lights up a little more." And he said, "The lights are up. We need to work on some lighting." And if you got a picture, if you saw how the cathedral's changed just by use of lighting, absolutely amazing how it transforms the space. So anyway, just tossing that out there. So we have the convention on the 23rd, but on October 30th, we're going to have a mini retreat. Now, only about 45% of our parishioners watch this eBlast. So what I'd like you to think about is inviting someone to come. This retreat would really work well if you're a grandparent or a parent and you're trying to figure out ways in your busy schedule, how do I help my kid learn how to pray and to know God? You and I know that one of the first things we teach kids in terms of formal things about God is we teach them the Lord's Prayer. We just had a bunch of second and third graders for First Communion last winter, and we all practiced the Lord's Prayer. We learned how to do the Lord's Prayer. Most of us are not exactly sure what these words mean. Plus, we use like English from another century. Our Father who art in heaven. But the retreat is going to be probably 2 different retreats, but on the Lord's Prayer and using mostly some meditations and silence. It's not like a lecture retreat. I'm going to give you phrases. I'm going to give you some of the background of that. And then I'm going to give you a way how to use silence and listening for the Holy Spirit, for the Lord to speak to you in that retreat. All of us, and we have a core of people at church who have been like hustling on pastoral care, keeping the music, worship, all the stuff we do. We have a core of people who are just hustling, and outside you are always running around. This retreat can be very helpful for you if you come, because you'll take a morning, just a morning, 8:30 to noon. You'll take a morning to slow down, to listen to God, to take something you already sort of know, the Lord's Prayer, and then you will see it. You'll be able to experience it and see what these words mean. And then whenever you pray the Lord's Prayer, which again, you already know, you'll be able to use that in terms of like a daily way of worshiping God and keeping yourself centered, something you already have. So that's retreat is on October 30th. We kick off at 8:30 in the morning and we end at noon. The way we'll do that will all depend on COVID, but we have multiple places within the church that are great for Wi-Fi, so we can have people in various rooms. It'll be great. We're going to limit that to a number. Right now I'm not going to say what that number is, but I want you to invite people and invite friends to come to a silent, quasi-silent retreat. about at least the first half of the Lord's Prayer. Okay, so that's coming up on the 30th. All right, I think I probably only forgot 3 things. Who knows? But I just want to get that out to you. I do want to give you an update. Thank you so much for your prayers for our church people. So first of all, let me kind of walk your way through this. So in the last couple of weeks, we've prayed for Bob Malley, who had just like this incredibly difficult surgery that's also related to cancer, rebuilding his esophagus. But Bob Malley is home. Amazing. I'm not saying he's home and he's playing paddle tennis, but he's not in the hospital and he's doing as well. He's got a very long recovery, but he's home. And thank you. The family has asked me to thank you for all of the stuff that you've passed along, desserts and Oreo cookies and all of the gift cards. Their needs may change over time, but I'm just thanking you for your generosity for them. We also prayed for Kathy Ceroli, who had also had a very particularly difficult surgery, kind of a follow-up on a previous surgery. And she's also at home and has a long recovery, but she's doing well. But I want to commend to you this idea. We have a group of people who, it's called the prayer chain. And on the prayer chain, we take requests for anybody. You don't have to go to our church to be on the prayer chain. And on that prayer chain, we have continually a very long list. I don't know if you know, if you may if you've watched Sunday, how many of our parishioners have been going through difficult issues and surgeries. So we have a lot of people on that list dealing with cancer and dealing with recovery from surgery. We had, Karen Sarah with a broken leg. I mean, just and difficult follow-up. So we have a lot of people on that. One of the reasons why you should be, if you don't already feel comfortable praying in this way, that you should learn is this is a basic disciple thing. Learning to pray and being able to pray for others is a basic disciple task. If you went to a discipleship camp somewhere, this would be like the first thing Jesus would be helping you to know how to do. People say, well, I kind of pray on my own, but I don't really know how to pray. Well, you should learn. So think about coming to the retreat on that basis, because some of our teams, like the healing team, has been praying together for a long time, but there have been no new members for ages. And the prayer chain also does not have new members. You should learn how to pray and work on that. And that's what I do for a living, right? I coach people in how to deal with the spirituality of Jesus for life. And so that way you can get on the prayer chain. And anyway, we have a tremendous amount of prayer needs. All right. So all that's going on. I think that's all I got to do for now. So I'm sure there's more coming up. But for now, God bless you. And I hope to see you on Sunday. Thanks.